What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for you guys. I kind of want to go over a lot about this guy right here. A lot of people ask if LiveScope is worth the money and if it's worth using on the ice. I'm here to tell you, absolutely. It's totally worth it. There's a lot of different ways you can use this tool. There's multiple different modes, so I want to show you guys that. I'm going to show you guys the breakdown, why I like to use it, how I like to use it, the settings I like to use, how to use it to find fish, and more importantly, how to use it to catch some fish as well. So I'm going to show you guys some settings on this. We're actually going to go around and catch some fish. So stick with us, stay tuned. Let's dive right in. So basically, I have the deucer over in a hole over there, and this is basically shooting down. It's 12.2 feet, and it's going out 7 feet on each side. So I can see, obviously you can see there's some fish here, but I'm going to show you guys how you can use forward-facing sonar to scan around you, basically up to, I think, 200 feet. And go from there to find some fish. So if you guys want to change modes, you can either program them into buttons, like I have my maps on that button and I have my LiveScope on button number 1. You guys can program, I don't have 3 and 4 set up yet, but you guys can program kind of however you want to set this up. But basically, if you don't have anything programmed, you just go into menu, sonar setup, installation, orientation, and you're choosing forward. So now you guys can see we're in forward mode. All right, so I'm gonna have Natalie kind of spin us around here. So you guys, right there. So leave it right there. So now you guys can see, look at all these fish right out here, 35, 40 feet. I'm scanning out 60. You can bump that up kind of as high as you want. Your quality kind of goes down, but for this purpose, we're only gonna go out to like 50 feet or so, 50, 65 feet. So I'll spin back to the right. So you guys can see these are all fish right here. So there you guys saw some fish out 40 feet. So like I said, you guys can kind of use the different modes and scan out and find fish rather than using your traditional Vexilar or something where the cone angle is just going down. It's fine to hole hop and find fish that way. But using this allows you to kind of pinpoint where the fish are, go drill on or near them, kind of make an array of holes and go find fish and catch fish that way. So I'm going to show you guys now how to transfer over from forward mode back to down mode and go drill on those fish. All right, so you guys can see there's fish right there, 25 feet, 20 feet. You guys can kind of scan around. Like I said, for this purpose, I'm only going out about 50 feet, which honestly, I mean, if you're popping a bunch of holes, 50 feet's plenty to kind of work around. But it looks like the majority of your fish are about 25 to 30 feet behind me. So to go back to down now, go to menu, sonar setup, installation, orientation, same thing as before, and you're clicking down. So now obviously you can see there's a couple fish below us right now, but I'm going to actually go over to that pile of fish which was 30 feet behind me. I'm going to show you guys how you guys can go down there now and catch some fish. Alright guys, so now you take the auger, you take a rod. I have that thing pointed 30 feet right here. So I'm gonna guess this is about 10. This is probably gonna be about 25 feet right here. So now I'm gonna drill a hole right here. I'm gonna bring my LiveScope over to the hole I just drilled. And just like that, you can see 25 feet, I made the move. You can see those are all fish right there. So now you can see how efficient that was to find fish. 25 feet from where I started. I'm just gonna take a jig, drop it right down the hole. And now you should see these fish should come up and be a little bit excited to see a jig. So you can see here they all come. Here they all come. Oh, here comes the big one.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Come eat. This will be perfect.
Here we go.
There he is. And just like that, it's not a big fish, but for the purpose of this video, I just wanted to show you guys, just like that, you guys can come catch fish. So I mean, the fact that you could guys see the fish swim right back down, that's really cool. I'm gonna drop down and see if I can catch another one real quick for you. But basically, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about now. So for somebody to say that LiveScope is not a versatile tool for ice fishing, if you know how to use your two modes, both forward mode and down imaging mode, you will have no problem catching fish. And I just missed another one. All right, guys, so I just want to show you, now that I caught a fish and showed you guys how to use the two modes, I just want to show you real quick some of the settings I like to use. You can change the color of this actual LiveScope screen here. I mean, that's easy to do. You can just go to menu, color scheme, and pick your own color. The traditional one that you probably see a lot is this amber one here, the orange. That's obviously, that's the most common. That's the higher, this is how your LiveScope comes, with this orange here, but I like to use the blue one. I've been using the blue one a lot, and I like to use that. So that one's actually called just blue. This one's called literally just the color blue. And you can kind of see this one shows a little more of like a heat kind of deal. So like if you have more of a dense fish or a bigger fish, you'll see more of a thicker red mark. And then obviously you can see, like if you zoom in, some of these smaller fish that are yellow, and the bigger fish that kind of show like a red color. You guys can kind of see. I like to use this color. It's just a nice color to use and be able to see the different sizes of the fish. Basically, there's three main settings you guys want to make sure you have dialed in, and that's basically your gain, your color scheme, and your depth. So basically, you're in 12 feet of water right now. So basically, it's showing 7 feet out on each side. And if I were to bump this to 20 or 25, now it's showing 12 feet out. You get a little not as zoomed in of an image, but at least you can see the fish coming in from farther on each direction, if that makes sense. So if you bump this down back to 15, now you're only looking out 7 or 8 feet, but you get a little more in-depth, higher quality picture of your LiveScope. So that's something you want to dial in first. Then you want to dial in your gain. So the higher your gain is, the more cloudy your screen gets, and a little harder it is to actually be able to look at the screen. There's actually a good fish right there. And then if you bump this down, now you get a much clearer picture. So basically you kind of want to play with that. I like to sit anywhere from like 73 to like 80 is kind of where I like to sit. So I sit at like 78, you know, something where it's still a clear screen, but you can still see your jig reel clearly, and you can still see the fish coming in good color. So those are the two main ones. And then once you kind of get into the actual settings, so if you hit menu and you get into, obviously your gain is there, your range is what I was just talking about, and then you get into your TVG, your noise reject, and all that kind of stuff. So I keep my TVG on medium. You guys can kind of see if I put it on high, it gets rid of a little bit of the interference, but the fish don't come in as clear, I've noticed. If you have it on low, you just get a lot of interference there in the screen. If you have it on off, then you really get a lot of interference. So I keep it on medium. It kind of clears up the screen enough to where you can still see the fish. You want your noise reject. I have it on high. If you have it on off, you get a lot of the different cone angles. So you can see this is the first cone angle, the middle cone angle, and the third cone angle. You guys can kind of see that you get a lot of interference that way. Obviously low, medium, you still don't get much clear, but high kind of gets rid of those three lines in the middle of the screen there, so you guys get a clear image. So those are the settings I like to use. Now I want to show you guys one more component of this LiveScope that I really think is going to be the most beneficial for you. All right, guys, I want to go over one last main component that is going to seriously benefit you if you decide to go with this unit, or if you decide to just go with any sort of ice fishing unit in general, and that is a lithium battery. So Vexilars, LiveScopes, Humminbirds, pretty much any sort of unit on the ice comes with a lead acid battery. For those of you guys that don't know the difference, a lead acid battery is very heavy, first of all, and it does not last very long in the cold, especially. So the benefits of a lithium battery, it's literally less than half the weight. On this specific unit, I'm running my Amped Outdoors 32 amp hour battery. For one, it makes the thing half as heavy, so that's really nice for when you're hole hopping, and just in general if you don't want to haul a bunch of extra weight. Another reason to have a lithium power battery too is that it lasts probably 4 or 5 times as long. I haven't charged this LiveScope unit in my last 3 or 4 outings. I think this is the 4th time I've been out here without even charging it, and I'm still running at 15 volts, which if you guys don't know, once you guys get down to like 10 volts, that's when that battery kind of shuts off. So when you have a lead acid battery, you can kind of charge it to about 13, 12.8, 12.9, 12.9 volts, and then you get to run about 5-6 hours and it snaps off on you. One thing with a lithium, like I said, it cuts the weight in half. You also get to run for a very, very long time, and it works tremendously in the cold, and it doesn't slow down at all until it turns off. So you'll notice too with the lead acid battery, the more you drain your battery, the slower the feedback kind of gets, and it gets a little grainy and stuff like that. A nice thing with the lithium battery is it runs all the way until it dies, and then you just charge it up right away when you get home, and you're pretty much good to go. So it charges a lot faster. It's just a really nice thing to have for the weight, and just being able to be out a whole day without having to worry about your unit dying, especially something that's going to draw a lot of charge like the LiveScope. So that is going to do it for you guys. I hope this video benefits you guys in some sort of way. If you guys don't have a LiveScope and you have the money, go buy one. If you don't, that's fine. Get a Vexilar, get something with just a traditional sonar, and make sure you guys throw a lithium amped outdoor battery in there. It is going to save you a lot of weight. I have one in my Vexilar as well, and it literally feels like a feather compared to what it used to be with the lead acid battery in there. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys can take some tips and tricks from this video and use it on your LiveScope if you have one. Change your settings, dial it in, and once you guys get dialed in, it makes life and fishing a lot easier for you. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys leave a like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new for a lot more ice content. This is just a small little lake by my house because the ice is going away very fast down by us. We had about 7 to 8 inches down in the harbor last week, and then this whole week has been 45-50 degrees, and it kind of knocked it all out. So unfortunately I can't get down there and fish, or fish any other bodies of water really. But this is frozen over. I wanted to get out here, show you guys that there's fish here to be caught. You guys can use your LiveScope to your advantage and help catch you guys the most fish this season. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you guys like to use through the ice, what your electronics are. If you guys have any, let me know what you guys run. With all that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.